Hey everyone, welcome back to Micro Adventures. Ellie here, and I have a full body class on deck. And today we are going to kind of play opposites day, meaning we're gonna mix things up and focus on some things you might not expect to focus on doing some of these moves. And if you're like, yo, I have no idea what you're talking about, don't worry about it. That's what I'm here for. I got you. We're gonna kick things off on one black spring. And we are going to begin in a cobra. So hands will come to your front platform, knees or toes to your carriage. Find some place to place your hands, find this strong kneeling plank position, right? And then from here, strong through the core, light squeeze of the glutes. We'll start to extend away from the front platform as the elbows bend. And you wanna keep the elbows tracking in line with the waistline. Drive through the heels of the hands, rise right back up. Now, most important thing about cobra really is your core, right? So zero swaying or dipping in the low back. You're hitting the backs of the arms, so you should feel the triceps really working here. And then check in with the neck, the traps, the shoulders. Okay, the goal is to keep the tension in the backs of the arms and really in the core, right? And we're not letting the lower back drop whatsoever. Keep going here. So we've got just about 20 seconds left in this move. On deck, we're gonna hit a tabletop sexy back. So springs are gonna vary a lot based on what you have. You might do this on two black, one white, or one gray. We'll be exiting to the left-hand side of the machine and changing out our springs in 5 seconds. So one black, one white, two black and a gray, your call. Set up on the left-hand side of the machine in 3, 2, and 1. Change your springs. Your right hand will come to the carriage, left hand to the floor, knees beneath the hips. We're gonna extend the left leg out behind you right away. Now from here, it's gonna be right arm, sexy back. So tricep kick back. And I sometimes like to kind of place my hand on the front edge of the rail. It kind of provides a really nice spot for the wrist. But that being said, the front edge of the carriage is gonna give you more resistance. Now I want you to focus in on your left leg here. So strong and straight through that left leg, hips are level to the floor, engaged through the core, right tricep is working. Okay, left leg should really be feeling some things if you've got it activated, right? So this should remind you that anytime we're doing bungee, right, you don't necessarily need the bungee for the leg to work. Gravity works just great. In 4, take the right arm back and hold in 3, 2, 1. Take the right arm back, hold. If it gets too heavy, just take your body a little closer to the front platform. From here, big inhale. Exhale, you're gonna drive that knee in towards the chest, chin towards the knee. Lengthen out through the leg, zero dipping in the low back. So knee to the chest, scoop through the belly, pull it in, lengthen out. Try not to lock out the arms. 10 seconds. We're gonna hop over the micro. We're gonna get into our tabletop sexy back on the second side in 3, 2, and 1. So let's hop right on over to the other side. Set yourself up on the right-hand side of the front platform, left hand to the carriage. Right away, let's get that right leg lifted, right? So likewise, if you can scoot forward to get less resistance, you can scoot back to get more resistance. Hips and shoulders squared to the floor, and I really want you actively turning on the right leg. So stretch out through the toes, squeeze the glute, really strong through the core. Focus in on your breath here, right? So full body exercise. And honestly, I mean, my left tricep is feeling it, but I think my right glute is feeling it more, which is sort of what I mean about this opposites day approach, is we're gonna focus in on some different muscles that you might not necessarily expect to feel so much in these exercises. In 4, take it out and hold in 3, 2, take the left arm out and hold, deep breath in. Exhale, knee to nose to knee, pull it in, and then lengthen out. So don't overextend by dipping through the low back. Just find long through the spine, long through the leg. Round through the spine, draw the knee in, slowly extend out. 15 seconds. We will be taking the bungee and wrapping it around our right leg. We're gonna get into a straight leg bungee hold. So remember, you can work without the bungee too. In 3, in 2, and 1. So bungee is gonna go around the arch of your right foot here. From here, right leg extends out straight. So strong and straight through the right leg, strong through the core. The right leg's not gonna move, okay? So whether you have the bungee or not, right leg stays lifted. From here, strong through the core, I want you to float your left arm forward and tap the fingertips down to the floor. Left arm floats forward, left arm taps. Oh my gosh, and this should feel like a ton of oblique work, a ton of core work. Try to imagine you're balancing a glass of water on your low back, don't let it spill. Good, keep going here. You have 14 seconds to go. We're gonna drop things down to one weight spring. We've got a twisted plank to pike on the left oblique in 4, in 3, 2, let's go one weight spring, hands to your carriage, toes to your front platform, right toes can tuck behind left, square your chest over your carriage, and then pike your hips up towards the sky. So twisted plank to pike, right? If it's uncomfortable to cross the feet, you could place your right toes on the back of the left ankle or just stack the feet side by side. Your left oblique is slightly facing down towards the floor, so you're feeling the work in the left side waist. Focus on using the left oblique to pike up and try not to over pike. You'll know you're over piking if you feel like you lose the intensity in the waistline and the heels sort of start to drop. Good, we're gonna go 19 seconds just like this. We've got a spring change on deck. We're going one red spring. We're gonna get into standing outer thighs. It will be your left foot on the front platform, right foot on the carriage. In 6 seconds, I want one red spring, left foot to the front platform, right foot to your carriage in 3, 2, and 1. One red spring. Stand it up. If you've got straps, you can hook your feet inside the straps. From here, micro bend in the knees. Now listen, standing outer thighs, we're gonna focus on our right leg, so the one on the carriage. From here, press the carriage out, hinge forward at the hips, and then pause at your furthest point. I really want you to focus on that right leg, pushing out, 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 and then focus in on the right leg, resisting the carriage in. I want you to stop before you lose the tension on the right leg. Hinge at the hips, press the right leg out, pause, resistance, slow and controlled. So instead of focusing on both legs like we usually do in standing outer thighs, you're gonna focus on just the right leg. And maybe you're making some strange sounds like I am, because really that's where you wanna be. You wanna like feel this like crazy push with that right leg. Seal down the outer edge of the right foot and slow down the carriage. You're gonna feel the left leg working as well. Good on this next one. Send the right leg out, hold. Find your furthest point, hold. You're gonna give me 2 little pulses, little out an inch, in an inch, little out an inch, in an inch. Oh my word, go back to full range. So now every time you send the carriage out to its furthest point, you're gonna find a little bit of a pause, right? And you're gonna give me 2 pulses. Right here, you've got just about 30 seconds left in this move. Check in with your core. Shouldn't feel any tension in the low back. Right knees are straight forward. Try not to let them knock in towards one another. Make sure you keep finding those 2 pulses at your furthest range. Oh my gosh, this is like ridiculously hard. Do you ever do some of these moves and you're like, for fuck's sake, this is like the hardest thing I've ever done. And then we get into another move and you're like, maybe not. This might be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. In 4, sit down halfway into a squat. In 3, 2, carriage is gonna drift in just wider than the hips. Sit your glutes down and back so you're like halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way into a squat. Core strong. From here, we are going into skating, but we're gonna focus again on the right leg, so the pushing leg. So seal down the outer edge of the right foot. Focus on a very slow, controlled press out with that right leg. Oh, yeah, buddy. There's a nice little tremor right there. Slowly resist in. So normally we focus on the isometric hold. Not today, it's opposite today. Focus on this right leg. Focus on this push. Oh, send all your energy into the outer edge of the right foot, down into the right heel. Feel the outer line of the right leg working like crazy here. And honestly, once I put all my focus in this right leg, my left leg's kind of just chilling. So that goes to show you that where you put your focus is where your energy is going to flow in this workout. Awesome job. Listen, on this next one, we're gonna take it out. We're gonna hold your furthest point. So allow me outer edge to that right foot. You're gonna give me 2 pulses out. 1, 2, resistance, slow and with control. Let's keep this going. So every time you find your furthest extension out, 2 little pulses. Okay, seriously, do you guys feel like your butt is gonna fall right off? Oh, 30 seconds to go here. Okay, this next exercise, there is a slight possibility that you might need an extra spring. I mean, I don't feel like I'm gonna need one personally, but you might, I don't know. So you can go to 1 red and 1 white or 1 red and 1 black, but we're gonna get into a runner's lunge. Back leg, that right leg is gonna be the focus. So we're just gonna quarter turn to the left. Let's go runner's lunge in 5, in 4, stay in skating in 3, 2, and 1. So quarter turn, left foot on the front platform or the floor, right foot finds that nook in the carriage. Sit your glutes down and back. Hips are level, even. Now, I want the right heel lifted high, the right knee dipping low. Push with the right leg. So really push back with the right leg. Slow resist in. You know what? I lied. I'm gonna need that extra spring. So if you find you need an extra spring, pop it on. Left foot's forward, right foot's back. And this is all about your right glute. So right heel lifted high, push the right leg back. And I actually really like to bring my hands to the high handlebars on this one. So I can almost just really dig down low and focus on pushing with the right leg. Oh, there it is, right glute. Your right glute should be literally on fuego right now. If you don't speak Spanish, that means on fire, okay? Really showing off my skills today, teaching class in multiple languages. Tell your friends. Stay here, stay with me. Okay, if you need that extra string, pop it on, because this is the end of the right leg. So if your right leg's not getting those little tremors yet, yo, we gotta do something about it. You gotta do something about it, because you're the only one who can, right? Right knee, dip it down lower, right heel, lift it up higher. On this next one, send it out and hold. You're gonna give me those 2 little pulses. 2 little pulses, resistance, slow, slow, slow. Listen, you've got 29 seconds to go in this move. So breathe, sit your glutes down, handle it like the boss that you are. And where we're going next, straight leg bungee, bungee around your left foot. Remember, we're not gonna actually lift and lower the bungee, so you might as well just put it on. Or if it takes up too much time, we just lift the left leg up and hold. 8 seconds, sit down a little lower. In 5, we go straight leg bungee, left side, in 3, 2, and 1. So bungee wraps around the arch of your left foot. Come down onto all 4s. Left leg is lifted nice and high this time. Strong through the core. From here, we're gonna float the right arm forward. Lower back down. So it's basically like a spinal balance. Oh, with a lot of resistance on your left leg. Y'all, I can't help myself. This class just like makes me want to grunt it out the whole time. I mean, are you feeling that? Like, do you feel that like, oh, like you've got to kind of just like move some energy out of your body. It's okay to get loud while you work out, right? It's okay to like throw things as long as you don't hurt anyone else or yourself, right? Or your puppies. Be careful. If your puppies are nearby, maybe you should just give your dog a kiss and just keep going with that right arm lift. Left leg stays strong, okay? You can ditch the bungee at any point, especially if it starts to impact your form. I want the left leg to stay lifted, the right arm's floating. So right oblique is really working. You've got 10 seconds. We're gonna drop it down to 1 white spring. We're gonna hit our reverse twisted plank to pike for the right oblique. So right oblique facing the floor. In 4, 1 white, in 3, 2, 1, change your springs, 1 white spring, hands to the carriage, right foot stacks beside left or left toes tucked behind right. From here, you're piking. Right oblique slightly angled to the floor, pike the hips up, and then lengthen and slide back out into that twisted plank. Initiate the movement by piking and lifting through the right side of the waist, and then lengthen back out, slow and controlled. Good, keep going here. Use your breath, right? So I like to take really big, long inhales, really strong, full exhales to activate the core a little bit deeper and to help focus my mind as I move through this class. So see if you can deepen your breath. You've got 10 seconds to go. We're going back to one red spring. We're going standing outer thighs. This time, left foot on the carriage, right foot on the front platform. Side 2 in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go one red spring, right foot front platform, left foot carriage. Standing outer thighs, focus on the left leg. Hinge forward at your hips, press it out, find your furthest point, pause, resist in. So you can kind of let the right leg just kind of do its thing. I really want you to focus on this left leg, right? Really focus on this push down through the outer edge of the left foot. Resist the carriage in. Slow and controlled. Focus all your energy on the outer line of your left leg. Right? And you might start to feel it tremor and kick in a little sooner than it did on the first side. And that's because your left leg was working alongside your right leg in all of those exercises. So side 2 legs, always gonna be a bit more intense. Let's keep going here in our standing outer thighs. I'm just gonna turn to face y'all because I don't need you staring at my butt on the screen. Hopefully you're not staring at me at any point. You're just listening to my voice because I'm so great with my words, right? This next one, send the left leg out, hold. Okay, from here, 2 pulses, left leg. Out an inch, back in an inch, out an inch, back in an inch, full range. Right? It's kind of lovely when I'm teaching classes by myself because I can just say whatever I want and there's no one here to contradict me. So I can just be like, yeah, I am excellent at cueing and no one will say otherwise. Let's keep going, okay? I only throw in this little bit of banter to sort of distract you from what's happening in the outer side of your left leg, but don't lose sight of that tension in the left line that we're starting to build because it matters. Here's the deal. You've got 20 seconds left in standing outer thighs. I want you to see if you can send the carriage out a little further, maybe get down closer to number 4. And then we are getting into skating in about 10 seconds. Do not break, do not stop. Stay in the muscles that are working. This is so important. In 5, sit down into your squat-like position. In 3, 2, sit the hips back. Focus on the left leg. So press the left leg out, slow and controlled. Use your whole foot to push down into that carriage. Find your furthest point. Find that tension in your left glute. Your left glute's holding the carriage out there. And then resist in slowly. Let that left knee bend in. Okay, so this is different than like a reverse skating. This is a regular skating. We're just focused on the left leg, the pushing leg. So for example, hopefully y'all did not do a reverse skater, which would mean we're keeping an isometric hold over the carriage leg, pushing in and out, okay? That is not what we're about here. You're sitting low, right leg is stable, left leg presses the carriage out, left leg resists in. So nothing wrong with the other move, it's just not what we're doing right now. Oh, all right. It's about that time to send it out and hold. Layer in those 2 pulses, little out one, in one, little out one, in one, slowly resist in. Recommit to your core, maybe one hand to the front of the core, one hand to the low back. Check in that your spine is aligned from the crown of your head to your tailbone. 2 pulses every time you extend it out. Don't forget those pulses. They do matter, they make a difference. All right, y'all. We've got 30 seconds left in this move. Maybe it's time to sit your hips back a little bit lower. Maybe you can go just a tiny bit slower. We've got our runner's lunge up next. Oh, and then we have just 1 move to finish. Beautiful. Oh, the last move is just gonna be awful. I'm sorry in advance. Stay in skating, do not quit. Okay, you've come too far to give up now. Quarter turn to your right. We're gonna get into a runner's lunge, and I know I want an extra spring, so I'm gonna pop it on. If you wanna add a white or a black to it, feel free. In 3, quarter turn to the right, runner's lunge in 2 and 1. So quarter turn to the right, left toes in the pocket, sit down low. Left heel, lift it up high, dip the left knee low, maybe hands grazing those high handlebars. Focus on your left glute. Push the carriage out using your left glute, using your left quad. Bend the knee in, resist in with control. Hips are square, shoulders square. And then the more you can kind of get your body back, the more resistance you're gonna get in the left leg. If your voice starts to sound like mine, the more resistance Like, what is that? I feel like I sound like Chewbacca. I'm going to get another program here. All right, keep going with this left leg. If you're not finding the shake, I encourage you to pop on an extra spring. Recommit, left heel high. Really press back through the big toe mat of that left foot. Oh, there it is. Whew. 30 seconds like this. So sit down a little bit lower. Your finisher is on deck. Forget what I said earlier. It's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be so freaking good, y'all. Okay, check in with the hips, check in with the core, take a deep breath. Get your big girl leggings on because we gotta finish strong. We gotta finish how we wanna feel in these legs, which is like I'm feeling all the things. On this next one, send it out, hold. Give me those 2 pulses. Little shorter time in these pulses. Oh my word. If your right leg feels like it's gonna explode, you're doing it right. Yep, the focus is the left leg, but my right leg is like, literally feels like it's gonna rocket right off this front platform. Holy smokes. 18 seconds to go. We're gonna finish on 1 white spring. You are gonna meet me in a plank in 13 seconds. It'll be 1 white spring. Find your plank, hands to the front platform, toes to the carriage in 5, in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. 1 white spring, find your plank. Let's get together. Everybody get together in this plank. I don't have a name for this move because it's got a lot of moving parts. From here, bend your knees in underneath your hips. Hold this hovering tabletop. Swivel both knees to the right. Come through center, swivel both knees to the left. Come through center, listen, pike your hips up to the sky, and then slide back out into your plank. What? So it is bear in, swivel knees left, center, slow to the right. Oh, center, you feel those obliques. Pike the hips up, chin towards the chest. Lift the hips, high, high, high. Slide back out into your plank. Oh, 1 more here. Let's stay together. Bear in, really slow. Stay with me. Swivel the hips, side to side. We're gonna hold that plank together. Find your pike lift. Slide on out into your plank. Hold here. Final 15 seconds of your workout, final 15 seconds of class. Right here. This is more mind over matter. Prove to yourself you can, you're strong, you're worth it every single second for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done, child's pose. Whew. I feel like I can take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Amazing job. Okay. Let's make our way up to a comfortable seat. Maybe up to standing. Maybe, shake out those hips because goodness gracious. Let's take 2 deep breaths together, sealing in all of that hard work. So inhale, circle sweep, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more time, deep breath in all the way up. Gather up all that good energy you created. Draw it on down, home to heart center. Awesome, awesome job. Thank you all so much for being here. Have an incredible rest of your day wherever you're headed.